So yes, welcome back to another day at FOCAS 30. So Inniki, what are we going to cover? This is paper number 6A, Financial Management. We are going to cover another important chapter called Ratio Analysis, which comes for roughly 10 to 12 marks once again. So 12 marks ratio analysis correcta solve pantona, it is going to be a very important factor in us trying to get as many marks as possible from your FM paper, FM part of your paper 6. ஏன்னா இன்னொரு பார்ட் என்ன இருக்கு, ஸ்ட்ராட்டஜிக் மேனேஜ்மெண்ட் இருக்கு, which is going to have its own usual challenges of it being a theory paper, etc. So ratio analysis la I am going to categorize this chapter into 3 different models. As usual, நான் யூசுவலா கேட்டகரைஸ் பண்ற கேட்டகரிஸ் தான் என்னது. One thing is preparation of P&L / balance sheet. இது ரெண்டுமே ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ண சொல்லி கேட்பாங்க. இதுக்கு we are going to solve question number 1. Second என்ன, calculation of key numbers using given ratios. Average inventory எவ்வளோ, average receivables எவ்வளோ, etc. இதெல்லாம் கேட்பாங்க. This we are going to solve using question number 6. Third category என்ன, industry comparison. Industry on an average debt ratio இவ்வளோ, equity ratio இவ்வளோ, return on equity இவ்வளோ, இப்படிலாம் கொடுத்து they will ask you to compare and comment your company's results. இதுக்கு நம்ம question number 11 யூஸ் பண்ண போறோம். So we are going to solve only 3 questions and cover the entire ratio analysis chapter. This is going to be the shortest possible revision of ratio analysis or the shortest video in your FOCAS 30 of financial management paper. So question number 1, the following accounting information and financial ratios of PQR Limited relates to the year ended 31st March 2021. GP, NP, raw materials consumed, direct wages, stock of raw materials, stock of finished goods, debt collection period, financial ratios, fixed assets to sales, fixed assets to current assets, current ratio, long-term loans to current liabilities, share capital to reserves and surplus. If the value of fixed assets as on 31st March amounted to 26 lakhs, prepare a summarized P&L account for the year ended 31st March and balance sheet as on 31st March 2021. Very simple. So fixed assets is 26 lakhs. Fixed assets to sales is 1:3. அப்பனா இது எவ்வளவு இருக்கணும், 78 lakhs sales இருக்கணும். கரெக்டா? So my sales is 78 lakhs. இதை calculate பண்ணிட்டேன்னா பாக்கி எல்லாம் டக்கு calculate பண்ணலாம். Gross profit எவ்வளோ, 15% of 78 lakhs. So அது எவ்வளோ வரும், it will come up to 11,70,000 if I am not wrong. Net profit will be 8% of 78 lakhs, which will be how much? Where's my calculator? It's here. So 8%, 78 lakhs into 8% gives you 6,24,000, right? So fixed assets to current assets. Fixed assets is 26 lakhs, which is 13, is to current assets is how much, 22 lakhs varum. எப்படி சார், 13 by 11 is equal to 26 lakhs by x. இதை சால்வ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா x 22 lakhs வந்துரும். So current ratio is what, current assets is to current liabilities. This implies my current liabilities is how much, 22 lakhs divided by 2, 11 lakhs. Long-term loans to current liabilities. Current liabilities is 11 lakhs. So long-term loan எவ்வளோ இருக்கணும், 22 lakhs இருக்கணும். Share capital to reserves and surplus அப்புறம் நம்ம வந்துக்கலாம், ஒன்றும் பிரச்சனை இல்லை. ஸோ இந்த நம்பர்லாம் நம்ம calculate பண்ணிட்டோம். So yes, now one more thing. Sales minus gross profit will give you my works cost. கரெக்டா, ஃபேக்டரி காஸ்ட் கொடுப்போம். அது கொடுத்தா பாக்கி எல்லா நம்பரும் நான் கால்குலேட் பண்ணிடலாம். சேல்ஸ் எவ்வளோ, 78 lakhs. ஒர்க்ஸ் காஸ்ட் ப்ராஃபிட் எவ்வளோ, 11,70,000. ஸோ 78 lakhs into minus 11,70,000 gives you 66,30,000. So raw materials consumed will be 20% of 66,30,000. 13,26,000. Direct wages is 10%, 6,63,000. Stock of finished goods, closing stock, எவ்வளோ, 6% of works cost. So 6% of works cost now below 66,30,000 into 6%, 3,97,800. Stock of raw materials is 3 months usage. So 13,26,000 is for 12 months. So divided by 12 into 3. So 13,26,000 divided by 12 into 3 gives you 3,31,500. ஏன்னா 13,26,000 நான் ஒரு வருஷம் யூஸ் பண்ணிருக்கேன். அப்போ 3 மாசம் நான் எவ்வளவு யூஸ் பண்ணுவேன் அப்படிங்கறத கால்குலேட் பண்ணிட்டேன். So now I have all the numbers. So direct wages கரெக்ட், இது எல்லாமே நம்ம கால்குலேட் பண்ணிட்டோம். கரெக்டா finished goods கால்குலேட் பண்ணிட்டோம், இது கால்குலேட் பண்ணிட்டோம். Now receivables we can easily calculate. என்ன எல்லாமே நான் கலெக்ஷன் வந்து எல்லாமே என்னோட சேல்ஸ் வந்து நான் கிரெடிட்னு வச்சிட்டேன் அப்படின்னா receivables divided by my sales which is 78 lakhs into 365 gives you the debtors collection period which is 60 days. They have given you in the question debt collection period is 60 days. Receivables by sales into 365. So நான் இதை சால்வ் பண்ணேன் அப்படின்னா receivables எவ்வளவு வருது? Receivables is equal to 60 into 78 lakhs divided by 365 gives you 12,82,912 rupees. Yes, long term loan 22 lakhs. Cash balance easier calculate பண்ணிடலாம். எப்படி? Total current assets is 22 lakhs. Receivables 12,82,192. Closing stock of raw materials 3,31,500. Closing stock of finished goods 3,97,800. So this gives me my cash balance of 1,88,508. Next is share capital plus reserves and surplus. This is called as net worth. Correct? So net worth நான் எப்படி calculate பண்ணலாம்? Total assets minus total liabilities. Total assets எவ்வளோ? My current assets is 22 lakhs. Fixed assets is 26 lakhs. So 22 lakhs current assets plus fixed assets 26 lakhs minus total liabilities. Current liabilities எவ்வளோ? 11 lakhs. Short term, long term loan is 22 lakhs minus 11 lakhs is your current liability minus 22 lakhs is your long term loan. So how much is my net worth? 22 gets cancelled. 26 minus 11 is 15 lakhs. So 15 lakhs is my share capital plus reserves and surplus. இதோட ரேஷியோ கொடுத்துட்டான் 1:4 அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு. So share capital will be 12 lakhs and reserves and surplus will be 3 lakhs. So அதுவும் நம்ம calculate பண்ணியாச்சு. Sorry, vice versa. 1:4 அப்படின்னா 15 lakhs I'll split it as share capital 1, reserves and surplus 4. So this will be 3 lakhs. Reserves and surplus will be 12 lakhs. Now we have all the numbers. Let us just prepare the sales 78 lakhs, GP 11,70,000, direct material தெரியும், direct wages தெரியும், பாக்கி இருக்கிறத factory overhead நம்மளா assume பண்ணிக்க வேண்டியதான். There is no other option. So 46,41,000 is your, this is an assumption and a balancing figure. Balancing figure நான் கொடுத்துட்டான், நான் assumption கொடுத்துட்டேன். So GP is 11,70,000. Now GP 11,70,000, I have 6,24,000 NP. So this is selling and distribution expenses. You can also write selling, distribution and admin expenses. மூணு சேர்த்து 5,46,000. So my net profit is 6,24,000. Balance sheet இருக்கிற எல்லா நம்பரும் ஆல்ரெடி calculate பண்ணிட்டோம். எடுத்து அந்த நம்பர்ஸை ஃபிட் பண்ணா balance sheet will automatically tally. With this question number 1 is over. Yes, a very detailed sum covering all kinds of adjustments that are there. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சம் எடுத்து இந்த சம் ரொம்ப ஈஸியா இருக்கு சார், வேற சம் போடுறேன், நீங்களா கூட சூஸ் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. வேரின் எண்ட் டு எண்ட் மல்டிபிள் நம்பர்ஸ் கால்குலேட் பண்ணி ஒரு P&L பேலன்ஸ் ஷீட் போடுற மாதிரி ஒரு சம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு ரேஷியோ அனாலிசிஸ்ல ஒரு நல்ல கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் வரும். ரைட், சூப்பர். Now let us go to question number 6, which will ask you to calculate multiple numbers based on given ratios. So following accounting information and financial ratios of A&R Limited related to the year ended 31st March 2020. Inventory turnover ratio 6 times, creditors turnover ratio 10 times, debtors turnover 8 times, current ratio 2.4:1, gross profit is 25%, total sales is 6 crores, cash sales is 25% of credit sales, cash purchases is 46 lakhs, working capital 56 lakhs, closing inventory is 16 lakhs more than opening inventory. You are required to calculate average inventory, purchases, average debtors, average creditors, average payment period, average collection period, current assets, current liabilities. Take 365 days in a year. So GP will be how much? 25% of 6 crores, 1 crore 50 lakhs. Calculate பண்ணியாச்சு. So COGS is nothing but sales minus gross profit. So 4 crore 50 lakhs. So inventory turnover ratio என்ன formula? COGS divided by average inventory. So inventory turnover ratio question la கொடுத்துட்டா எவ்வளோ 6 times. So 6 is equal to COGS is 4.5 crores divided by average inventory. So this implies my average inventory is equal to 4 crore 50 lakhs divided by 6, which gives you 75 lakhs as your average inventory. Right? Super. So now purchases. Purchases எப்படி calculate பண்ணணும்? Purchasesக்கு ஒரு simple formula இருக்கு. Cost of goods sold is equal to opening stock plus purchases minus closing stock. So purchase நான் அங்க கொண்டு போயிட்டு COGS இங்க கொண்டு வந்தேன் அப்படின்னா purchases is equal to opening stock minus or rather purchase இங்கே இருக்கட்டும், இது ரெண்டுத்தையும் அங்க கொண்டு போறேன். ஏன்னா purchase இங்க கொண்டு வந்தா minus purchase ஆயிடும். So I am taking opening stock and closing stock to that side. So COGS plus closing stock minus opening stock. So purchases is equal to COGS எவ்வளோ 4 crore 50 lakhs. Correcta? Closing stock is more than opening stock by 16 lakhs. Say for example, opening stock 10 lakhs இருந்ததுன்னு வச்சுக்கோயே. Closing stock எவ்வளோ இருக்கும் 16 lakhs எக்ஸ்ட்ராவா இருக்கும்னு கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. அப்போ எவ்வளோ இருக்கும் 26 lakhs. Correcta? Yes or no? So this is my opening stock. This is my increase. So this is my closing stock. இங்க என்ன போட்டிருக்கோம் க்ளோசிங் ஸ்டாக் மைனஸ் ஓப்பனிங் ஸ்டாக் தான் போட்டிருக்கோம். ஸோ க்ளோசிங் ஸ்டாக் இஸ் 26 lakhs. ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் தான் சொல்றேன். ஓப்பனிங் ஸ்டாக் இஸ் 10 lakhs. ஸோ டிஃபரன்ஸ் வில் பி ஹவு மச்? அதே 16 lakhs தான். ஸோ டேரக்டா நான் திருப்பி க்ளோசிங் ஸ்டாக் ஓப்பனிங் ஸ்டாக்லாம் கால்குலேட் பண்றதுக்கு பதிலா ஐ கேன் ரைட் பிளஸ் 16 lakhs. ஸோ மை பர்ச்சேசஸ் இஸ் 4 crore 66 lakhs. இட்ஸ் மை பர்ச்சேசஸ். எஸ், சூப்பர். Computation of average debtors. So now if credit sales is rupees 100, cash sales is 25 rupees. ஏன்னா 25% of credit sales னு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. கரெக்டா? Yes or no? Super. So my total sales will be how much? 100 plus 25, 125. So இப்ப 6 crores அப்படிங்கிறது 125 இருந்தது அப்படின்னா 100 which is your total sales is 125. Credit sales எவ்வளோ 100 தான் அதுல. So அது எவ்வளோ இருக்கும் 6 crores into 100 by 125. 4 crore 80 lakhs will be my credit sales. 4 crore 80 lakhs credit sales இருந்ததுன்னா cash sales எவ்வளோ இருக்கும் 1 crore 20 lakhs இருக்கும். Debtors turnover ratio is equal to credit sales minus returns if any. So net credit sales divided by average debtors. So debtors turnover ratio they've given it is 8. Credit sales is how much? 4.8 crores. Yes, divided by average debtors. Correct? இதுக்கு நான் செக் பண்ணிட்டேன். So average debtors will be 4.8 crores divided by 8, 60 lakhs. So இதுவும் calculate பண்ணியாச்சு. Next average creditors. Total purchases எவ்வளோ 4 crore 66 lakhs. Minus 46 lakhs is given as cash purchase. So credit purchase எவ்வளோ தான் இருக்கும்? Credit purchase will be 4 crore 20 lakhs. Same formula. Creditors turnover ratio is equal to credit purchases minus returns if any divided by average creditors. So my creditors turnover ratio is how much? 10. Credit purchases is 4 crore 20 lakhs divided by average creditors. So my average creditors will be 42 lakhs. Average payment period. Average payment period எப்படி calculate பண்ணணும்? APP is equal to 365 divided by creditors turnover ratio. Simple and straightforward formula. 365 divided by creditors turnover ratio is 10. So 36.5 days is my creditors turnover average collection period, average payment period. Average collection period is equal to 365 divided by debtors turnover ratio. So 365 divided by 8. This will give me 45.625 days. So that is also done. Now they've asked you current assets and current liabilities. So current ratio they've given you it is 2.4. Current assets by current liabilities is equal to 2.4. So current assets is equal to 2.4 times current liabilities. Correct? Yes or no? Yes. Super. So working capital is equal to current assets minus current liabilities. Working capital is given as 56 lakhs. Current assets is nothing but 2.4 times current liabilities minus current liabilities. 1.4 times current liabilities is equal to 56 lakhs. Current liabilities is equal to 56 lakhs divided by 1.4, which will give me 40 lakhs. Current assets is 40 lakhs into 2.4, which will give you 96 lakhs. With this, the sum is also over. Yes, are we clear? That is question number 6. We calculated some key numbers using the different ratios that were given in the question. Now let us go to question number 11, where we compare the performance of a given company with the industry average. Jensen and Spencer Pharmaceutical is in the business of manufacturing pharmaceutical drugs, including the newly invented COVID vaccine. Due to the increase in demand of COVID vaccines, the production had increased at an all-time high level, and the company urgently needs a loan to meet the cash and investment requirement. It had already submitted a detailed loan proposal and project report to Expo Impo Bank, along with a financial statement of previous 3 years as follows. So they've given you P&L for 3 years. They've also given you balance sheet for 3 years. Industry average, they have already given you. As a loan officer of Expo Impo Bank, you are required to appraise the loan proposal on the base of the key comparison of industry average based on the closing balance for accounts receivables of 6 lakhs and inventories of 6 lakh 40,000 as on 31st March 2018. So 2018 oda closing balance கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. எதுக்கு எனக்கு 2019 18-19 financial year oda averages calculate பண்றதுக்கு. So here they given you 18-19 oda closing figures. எனக்கு inventory oda closing stock மட்டும் தான் தெரியும். Opening stock தெரியாது. Average inventory, average AR எல்லாம் calculate பண்றதுக்கு. அதனால opening stock எனக்கு கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. So current ratio, they have told you it is 2.54, 1.8 and 1.6. Industry average is 2.3. Acid test ratio 1.31, 0.93, 0.79. It is 1.2:1. Receivables turnover ratio, credit sales by average accounts receivable. Credit sales is 3,600, which they have given you in the question. Yes, credit sales is 3,600. My accounts receivable at the close of the financial year is 6 lakhs. At the opening of the financial year also it was 6 lakhs. So average is how much? 6 lakhs plus 6 lakhs divided by 2. Similarly, it is next year credit sales is 8,640. My opening accounts receivables is 600. My closing accounts receivables is 3,000. So 3,000 plus 600 divided by 2. Similarly, 3,000 plus 4,200 divided by 2. My industry average is how much? 7 times. Inventory turnover ratio, COGS by average inventory. COGS is given in the question. எங்க கொடுத்திருக்காங்க? இங்க கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. 2,480, 5,664 and 9,600 divided by average inventory. Once again, opening stock plus closing stock divided by 2. Industry average is 4.85. Long term debt by total debt. So question the long term debt எவ்வளவு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க? நான் கரண்ட் borrowings அப்படின்னு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. கரெக்ட்டா? நான் கரண்ட் borrowings. அதை தவிர current liabilities இருக்கு, which is your total debt. So total debt is equal to non-current borrowings plus current liabilities. So it is 73.9, 41.7 and 47.35. Industry average is only 24. Debt equity ratio, long-term debt divided by shareholders equity, 47, 46 and 64, while the industry average is only 35. Net profit already தெரியும். Return on total assets is net profit after taxes divided by total assets into 100. So that is also 14.22, 9.12 and 9.17. Interest coverage ratio, EBIT divided by interest. So EBIT கொடுத்திருக்காங்க, interest amount கொடுத்திருக்காங்க, industry-யோட compare பண்ணணும். So conclusion என்ன எழுதுறோம்? In the last 2 years, the current ratio and quick ratio are less than the ideal ratio, indicating that the company is not having enough resources to meet its obligations. Receivables are growing slower and inventory turnover is slowing down as well, indicating a build-up of inventories. High long-term debt to total debt ratio and debt equity ratio compared to that of the industry average indicates high dependency on long-term debt. The net profit ratio is declining substantially. Although the return on total assets is near to the industry average, it is also declining. The interest coverage ratio measures how many times the company can cover its current interest payment. A high interest coverage ratio means that it can easily meet its interest obligations. However, it is declining in case of Jensen and Spencer. On overall comparison of the industry average key ratios with that of Jensen and Spencer, the company is in deterioration position. So எல்லாமே என்னோட இண்டஸ்ட்ரியை விட என்னோட பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் ரொம்ப மட்டமா தான் இருந்திருக்கு. However, before jumping to the conclusion, relying on only the key ratios, it is pertinent to keep in mind the industry the company dealing with, that is manufacturing of pharmaceutical drugs. The pharmaceutical industry is one of the major contributors to the economy and is expected to grow further. After the COVID situation, people are more conscious towards health and are going to spend relatively more on health medicines. Thus, while analyzing the proposals, both financial and non-financial factors need to be kept in mind. So, as a loan officer, நான் என்ன சொல்றேன், financial factors பேஸ் பண்ணி பார்த்தா இந்த கம்பெனி அவ்வளோ நல்லா பர்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணல. பட் கன்சிடரிங் தட் த ஃபார்மசூட்டிக்கல் இண்டஸ்ட்ரி இஸ் கோயிங் டு ஹிட் அ பூம், இது கோவிட் டைம்ல வந்த கொஸ்டின், அதனால அப்படி சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. Considering the fact that the pharmaceutical industry is going to have a big boom because of COVID and people becoming health conscious, non-financial factors also should be considered before making a decision whether we can give the loan to the company or not. Yes, so they have wrapped up the question. இந்த மாதிரி selected questions covering almost all the adjustments நீங்க எக்ஸாமுக்கு முன்னாடி பாத்தீங்கனாலே ரேஷியோ அனாலிசிஸ் மாதிரி சாப்டர்ல you can fetch the maximum amount of marks possible. Yes, are we clear? With this, let us wrap up ratio analysis revision. On another day of Focus 30, let us meet and solve a few more questions from some other chapters of financial management. Until then, tata, bye bye, see you later. Happy studying.